Yo, hello guys, my name is Mighty Max and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be making a steering wheel. It's absolutely nuts, and also at the end of this video I have a gameplay for you guys and you can watch me use the steering wheel on GTA 5. It's pretty sick. Okay, let's get into it. Alright guys, so what we have in front of us is a PlayStation 4 controller with the cable. Also, 2 mice, some super glue, a pump, some elastic bands, and these 2 sharing platter plate thingy-majigs. So, you don't need the crafting sticks for this. What I was going to originally do was actually use some, almost like levers on the back, you know, like pads that you would push in and out to hit the little buttons on the controller, but I just decided to not use those at all. Instead, we are using the 2 mice as buttons to control the car, so that's pretty sick. So, you don't need the craft sticks whatsoever in this build, but you are going to need elastic bands, you're going to need the sharing platter, and just to let you know, all of this came from Poundland except from the PlayStation controller and the cable. So, if you already have a PlayStation controller on you, then that's great. If you don't, then I'm sure there's another option for you out there. You can also make a phone one, I've seen. But yeah, anyways, you're going to want to watch this video because it's sick. Okay, so what I plan to do here is put the mice on either side of the controller, which gives your thumbs access to press either clickers. So basically, I mapped the right clicker as accelerate, left clicker as brake, and middle mouse button as handbrake. Easy. Done. Oh, and then we also found this random, like tubing stuff. It's like a pipe of some kind. We found it in the cupboard, and we used that to go around the outside of the steering wheel. But it's not necessary, it's just an optional thing. So if you have something like that, I would suggest it. Alright, so here's some squiggly little markings on the plate. Now, or on the sharing platter. Now, these markings indicate where we're going to be cutting out some of the plate in order to fit in the controller. So, if you bought the same sharing platter as me, you can do the exact same thing here. But otherwise, if you have a normal plate, it could work, but you'll have to find some other way of sticking it on. Just follow what I do here. So as you can see, the Dremel is just cutting out these little pieces right here. As you can see, it's going across the line here so that it can cut it out all perfectly. Alright, and then the next step, once the controller manages to fit into the plate, we then decided to stick 2 pins on the bottom and the top of the centerpiece of the steering wheel with an elastic band on the top of it. And what that does is it basically holds in the controller all the time, which is dope, because without that, your controller will just fly around everywhere, and it's not good. Also, when you cut this, make sure that the back of the plate isn't touching any buttons, because if it is, it's going to mess things up. You need to make sure that the buttons aren't being touched by anything. So what's interesting about the pump is that, first off, everything came from Poundland. I want to make sure that you all know this. Everything came from Poundland, except for the controller. Now, we're going to hot glue this on, and whilst we hot glue this on, I want you to know that this pump, spins forever. Like, it will just carry on and continue to spin. It doesn't unscrew or anything like that, and that is why we used it for the steering wheel, because you can just keep on turning the steering wheel. No matter how many times you turn it, it's not going to come loose or anything like that. So that's pretty awesome. That's why we use the pump. And also, whilst we're gluing this on, just want to quickly mention to you guys, the reason that we use a PlayStation controller for this is because it has a gyro in it. Now, a gyroscope actually measures like the angle of the controller, basically. So if you were to turn it suddenly, it would pick that up on the gyroscope, and that would then basically put it on the computer. And I'll explain in a bit further detail how you get this to work. But essentially, when you turn the controller, it turns the car. So once I figured that out, I decided I would stick that on the steering wheel, basically. That's where the idea came from. Alright, so now good old me, it's just casually spraying this all black, okay? Because, you know, what else am I going to do? My dad did most of this, I'm going to be honest. But, anyways, I'm spraying this all black. I'm using a rubber spray paint just because it will hold up a little bit better. Won't scratch as easy and is a bit more rugged. But also, it fits the kind of feel of a steering wheel because it's a rubbery, kind of fake leatherish kind of finish. And anyways, it looks pretty cool. So I sprayed it black. You should probably spray yours black too, unless you've got some kind of color theme going on, but I kept mine black. Okay, so right here, this is what the steering wheel looks like. It's black now, and as you can see, it just looks 10 times better. And it's got the mice on there, so basically I'm super gluing these on, and it's pretty easy. You super glue them in place, and just make sure that your thumbs can reach the clickers, because if they can't, then it's not going to be able to work. You have to be able to press the clickers with your thumbs to be able to drive. Okay, so now you've got everything set up, it's all pieced together, and what you want to do is you want to plug everything into your computer, and then you want to quickly start up DS4 Windows. Okay, I'll show you how to download it real quick. Bang. Okay, smokes. So what you want to do is you want to quickly go into a new tab, type in DS4 Windows in the URL spot. Bang. It's the first option on Google. It's DS4 Windows, that's it, you just download it, bang, here we go. Version 1.4.52, download the Windows zip file of that, and once you've installed that, which will only take 2 seconds, you can open it, and I'll show you where to go from there. Alright, so as you'll see here, I already have a steering wheel option right here. That's because I made that profile for the controller. What you want to do, start a new profile, and then when you see gyro here, what you want to do is you want to see tilt left and tilt right. They are unassigned, so they don't do anything, right? But you can change that to make it steer, and I'll show you how. So what you want to do is you want to click on tilt left. Once you click on tilt left, put your cursor on the left side of the left thumbstick. This will say LS left. Now, what this means is that the game thinks that when you turn your controller to the left, it thinks that you're pushing the left stick to the left. And that's essentially it. So then you just need to do this for the right side. So tilt right, and then it's going to say LS right. You want to click that, and it will assign it to those parts here. So on here it should say left axis and left axis plus. That will be next to your tilt left and tilt right. Easy. Done. Now, what you want to make sure is that if this doesn't work, you want to make sure that you open this app and plug in your controllers and plug in, like, you know, your mice and everything. Plug it in before you start GTA 5. If you don't, GTA 5 won't recognize that there's a controller plugged in, so you need to make sure that you plug it in beforehand. So as you can see, super sick gameplay. I promise you, this is exactly how the steering wheel works. There is no trickery or anything. You simply map these buttons. So right click is accelerate, left click is brake, mouse click, or sorry, middle mouse button / scroller is your handbrake. Simple. Then the game thinks that you're using the left and right analog sticks when actually you're just turning the controller. Super simple. And that is how this works, people. There's no mods to install or anything like that, and you can use this for any driving game. That's correct, people. You don't need to spend like £200 on a steering wheel, okay? This works perfectly. Now, yes, there is probably a slight delay. It's not absolutely perfect, but considering how much it cost to make, which was like, what, £1, £2, £3? Yeah, probably about a fiver, depending on what you have on you. Then it really doesn't cost much. It's like, you know, less than it's like an eighth of the price, you know, of a real expensive steering wheel. So why not do this? I don't see why not. It honestly works perfectly, and you know, if you're not too serious about driving lots, you know, this is great. This is really great, and it gives you a whole new feel to GTA 5 and other games that you can drive vehicles in, because you simply have to plug in the controller and it thinks that you're using the left analog stick to steer when you're not. You're just turning the controller. It's so simple. It's such an easy idea. I don't know how everybody hasn't done this already. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Absolutely smash the like button. I'm going to leave you to watch the gameplay real quick and watch me dodge some cars because I'm sick. and I'll see you in the next video. Stay mighty. Whoopah!